So, my dear friends, I'm glad we are here and to meet you. Thank you for being here. Today, we speak about joyful being in these challenging times and how I can support you in this. My name is Shanama, and you know me perhaps from my other videos, from my blog messages, from my website earlier on, and from my Telegram channel. Perhaps it hasn't been very easy for you recently, as it has been for many, because the times become very more and more stressed. We are not anymore in old times where, everything was completely clear. You knew mainly what would happen tomorrow. We don't know this anymore. So we can't live anymore with our old familiar mechanisms. Something has to change. To change. Also, I have been recently ill because it sometimes is a real challenge for the body to deal with the many poisons on all levels in these strange and really very unusual times. To cope with life, with life's ever-growing challenges, we may feel the need for inner transformation, because the challenges have just only begun. Do not think it's going easier and we went already to the deepest valley. No, it just has begun. And probably nobody can imagine what will happen in the times who lay ahead. Nobody knows really for real. I pray that for all of us, suffering remains as minimal as possible once we have discovered, and that is a point, true joy within ourselves. Without that, it will become very, very difficult. Because it may be very well be that the external world will offer only little reasons for joy for a while. So we are thrown back to the essence of our own existence. Mankind will be tested. Everybody of us will be tested as never before. In the last thousands of years, this is absolutely unique. Because this time is really all about everything. And it doesn't make sense to suppress it, do not speak about it, or, to even imagine, it would be negative to speak about it, because we have to face the truth. And that's also a form of spirituality, not to suppress what's there in our face. Because life will bring us to our knees and make us look for the very roots and power of our existence, which is a good thing. So that the tree doesn't topple in the storm. About 200 years ago, 80% of people were still spiritual. And today, only 20% are. God was abolished to alienate us from ourselves in favor of an externally experienced industry of science, mere science, consumption and entertainment, and which also extends to so-called spiritual life. lots of fake things. This made us dependent on outer low forces. And so we lost, many of us lost their inner strength and authenticity. But this is also a very good thing, because in this moment, you or also others might feel really the urge to turn attention towards what is real, really real, in the best and deepest sense of the word real. So many illusions, so many lies. But the reality we now perhaps are urged to turn to is not illusion. It is a basis, the very basis of existence. And you could also call it divine reality. Our very first awareness is actually really, if we are true, absolutely true, divine reality. That is the very first awareness a human being turns to. Not at the end of all these illusions and distractions and whatnot, but in truth, the human being turns in truth always to the truth of divine reality. Only that in this artificial world, everything turned around and has made fake. So most people live in strange ideas about how things really work. So we live in an upside down world, and we are here to turn this around to the right direction. And when you do this, then you want to feel and can feel your spiritual roots and power for real, and open yourself up to the great mystery that has remained hidden from you until now. Perhaps you have already put in some effort, read books, and attended workshops to enhance your skills and, learned new abilities and acquiring knowledge. But if you want to go deeper, if you are seeking truth, because you have somehow remained unsatisfied, then I invite you to work with me. In this work, we do not add anything to you. We rather clarify and dissolve. This puts you on the path to reality, as I have said before. We remove everything, every garbage, so to speak, but what is dimming your clear sight to reality and the reality of what you really are. And this is the true and supreme nature of God. That is the only thing that remains, right? After all this garbage about all these objects and things and so on, we spend our time with, and we think it's so necessary and we can't survive without it. So this way, does not correspond to the common, mostly misunderstood idea about the spiritual path. In our work, we therefore refine and deepen your perception of your thoughts and feelings. We deepen your awareness. We inspire and open your mind to higher levels of consciousness. In doing so, we expand your consciousness by gradually opening your channels and energy centers so that you may ultimately receive divine spirit's blessing when you are ready for it. This is the greatest gift ever you can experience in a lifetime. With a genuine spiritual life, you discover the immortal happiness within you in a freedom beyond your wildest imaginings. You just can't imagine it. You can't think about it. It's like the opening to something completely new. You never guessed it has been there, but I can promise you it is there, waiting for you. The beautiful reality of being unfolds within and before you then, because you come to know your true divine nature if you make it central to your life. You awaken to higher intelligence and a sense of well-being, and can therefore enjoy your life more fully, which is what truly makes worth living. So all of this may not feel entirely comprehensible to you, but I can assure you, for this process, you need to bring nothing more than a sincere desire for self-knowing, for self-knowledge, knowledge of God, and a desire for inner freedom. Just remember what I said about freedom. From there on, everything will unfold. I'll meet you exactly where you are, and we go wherever your spirit wishes to lead you, step by step. Oh, how would I know? Your spirit, right? And what your spirit wants from you. My dear friends, I don't know. In the process, we would work together. I surrender to the greatest being, to the great spirit myself, as you perhaps wish to surrender to. So I don't know. I am guided myself. It's impossible to do this work with just, three-dimensional egoic limitations and thoughts. You're right. Thoughts have to be completely right out of the window and open up to inspiration and spiritual realms of energy and light. Wonderful revelations. So, that's where I am surrendering to be guided. And of course, my prayer to serve you in this spirit, to serve your growth, your happiness, your understanding, your freedom possible as much as possible. Your freedom, which, is opening more and more up to your experience, in the most possible, best way, right? So in that sense, as I am surrendered to the process, it depends also very much, of course, to your surrender and to your intention, because what you intend, and I'm sure you know already, that's what is possible to happen to you. So that's why in this process, you will be helped to discover your strengths, your power, your authenticity, to face with confidence the changing world and its ever new challenges. We don't know what will happen. Nobody knows. Nobody. So, my dear friend, if this resonates with you, please send me a short message and describe your situation. Short, please, as short as is possible. And then we can make an appointment for a free initial consultation, perhaps 30 minutes or so. And we use Zoom, video Zoom. And there I will be happy to answer your questions. So write to me and I will be happy to meet you. The contact you find after this video, on the next page, so to speak, after the end of this video. So yes, I'll be very happy to meet you. And it could become a really inspired journey for us. Do I hear from you? Let's see. All the best and much, much love from me, Shanama. Bye-bye.